And we're back with another episode of Moments with Murph and one of our cast and ride segments. Get it? Cast and ride, C.A.R, because we're in the car. But you know. Okay. But I'm back with my buddy, my best friend.
What's up, guys?
So, I know, right? She's in the car again. She shouldn't be. But we're leaving a decent place. I should have seen her. She was eating like a pig.
Oops. We're not gonna. We're not gonna do that. And sorry for my appearance because I just got off of work. So
it's cool, right? Back time.
You're right.
But so we got a topic today in which I ain't gonna say it's interesting. It's kind of interesting, I guess. It's kind of common amongst like our age group. Take the streets. But we're gonna get into if you should bring a relationship from high school into college. And it's just funny to me for some fact is that I was one of those people who did that. And I've witnessed a bunch of people who did that. So, to begin with, let's talk about some of the benefits, you can say. Let's start with the benefits. So, like, what do you think the benefit is of bringing a high school relationship into college?
Okay. So, a benefit, I would say, is you know the person, they know you. And say y'all been together for like 2, maybe 3 years. So it's like you guys already have that solid, foundation, that bond. So it's like, you're comfortable. You know who you with. And it's like something that's set.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, imagine being in it for 4 years and then just go away. But like you said, the benefit is like you have somebody that you know, you're familiar with them, and that's one of the good things because some people don't know how to make a new relationship, especially when they're so used to that one person. So they think that their antics and the way they come off is going to be okay for everybody. And it's like, no one cares about your Pokemon trading collection, okay? You gotta start to do something new as far as adapting to that person. So like when you got somebody that you're common and that you know, it makes it easier because like you can stay weird, So you can go to college and you can meet more weird friends, but at the end of the day, you got one friend that you came in with. So if you're like me who went to a college at a university that no one knows where it is besides the people of that state and those in Jersey, in which you didn't meet any Jersey people until you got into Pennsylvania who were from Jersey. So when you go to a place of somewhere you've never been before with no friends at all, no anybody, the good thing is that you have a mate that you can go into college with. And it makes it easier because now you got a friend, but then now y'all can make friends twice as fast. So that's something that I think is a good benefit. And the thing is, like, you can really be yourself when it comes to them. So at the end of the day, like, it makes things a little easier because like if you're being weird and there's nobody around, like, everybody's gonna look at you like, ugh.
Right.
But if you're being weird but you got at least one person who's laughing, then you got somebody else that can it can ease for all the people that are new to you. So it's like, oh, okay, he's just a clown. And like to people, I'm like, okay, well that's just his natural character, so I won't judge that because now it's becoming more funny because a lot of people seem to what you want to say, they kind of judge a person based off how other people are judging them.
Yeah. If
that makes sense. So it's like it's not so much how much you treat yourself, but how others are treating you. And that's how other people decide how they're gonna treat you based on how other people are treating you. And it's just so weird, but that's like our generation. So really, that's really the only benefit.
Yeah,
that you really just got somebody who's coming in with you that you are familiar with.
Right, and you in a relationship already, so it's like,
yeah,
you're cool, you're happy.
So you don't have to start over.
Right.
Yeah. I guess that's one of the good things too. But I guess it's kind of one of the bad things as well. So let's talk about the downsides, because I think the downsides is where it really is funny and it amps. So go ahead, start off.
Okay, so I think the major drawback, in my opinion, is not having the ability to explore your options. Because being, you know, say, well, I'll take your example. So, you know, being in a relationship for 4 years, you're coming into college together, and, you know, you meet different people, and you start talking to them, you start liking the vibe, but, you know, you can't really take it any further than that because you're in a relationship, and, you know, you don't want to cheat. So,
technically.
so it kind of, like, limits you from exploring other possibilities and seeing, you know, what else you might like in a partner, you know?
Exactly. And that's the thing, because, well, I didn't come from a small city, but like for those of us who came from like small cities, like you're kind of limited to the amount of people that you were exposed to. But then when you go to college, even if it's like a small college, but you got an abundance of like 1,000. So let's just say from a small college standpoint, you get a bunch from like 1,000 to like 5,000 people. And let's just say it's 50-50 of, you know, demographics as far as male to female. That means that's 500 to 2,500 females or males that you didn't know before. It's like, God! You ever been at like a amusement park and you kind of, when you first get excited, you're like, oh my God.
What's to get on first?
What I do? Like, you're kind of excited. But imagine you got a bad hip and they say, oh, no, you can't get on this ride. That's your spouse.
Yeah. So the bad hip is the spouse.
It's the spouse. even if they're a good spouse, but it kind of limits to what you can do, and that's like one of the biggest drawbacks for me. First simple fact is it like, okay, I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm very social people, and for, let's just say, for most females, they don't like a social guy, a friendly guy, however some of y'all very judgmental are. They don't like that. But that's just who I am. And the thing is, like, when you have a spouse, you know, even if you're a male, like, when your spouse is more sociable than you are, for one, but they're sociable with like a whole bunch of people, like, to you it seems suspicious. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, okay, you trying to get rid of me already. And it's like, that's not even the factor, but it's like now you're kind of like at a crossroad with them, because now they don't know if you're trying to get rid of them, if you're trying to step out. Like, it builds a lot of questions to people, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And to me, I mean, it shouldn't be that way, but that's just our generation, especially females, because they're a little crazy. Right, Nai?
Well, I wouldn't say we crazy. We just
crazy.
No, we just want to know. We don't want to feel, you know, like, in that sense, we want to feel like we're losing you to somebody else.
Right, it's just me stepping your game.
Whatever.
Like, you know how you've been like at a restaurant all your life, and then you finally go to another restaurant, it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then you want to start going there more? Yeah, so our spouses are the old restaurant.
Oh, wow.
I'm tired of eating there.
Well, I mean, you kind of have a point there, because like being with the same person for a long period of time, you're just accustomed to that one person. So then it's like, when it's time to possibly explore your options, you don't know what to do, because you've been stuck with this person for how many years, and it's like, what should I say? What do I do? I don't know what they like. I don't know. I don't want to say something stupid, and then, you know what I mean? So it's just like a new territory.
Exactly. And that's like, that's what makes college so fun, is that you get to experience new opportunities. Because it's not just about, you know, actually, it's about, no, I keep everything I want to say, but I had like two things in my head. But it's about learning opportunities, and not just from an academic standpoint, because like, you learn yourself. Like, you learn the type of people you like to be around. You learn what you're really into from, you know, a career-based standpoint, but also from a friendship and a relationship standpoint, because you know what type of people you want around you. Like, I know now the type of people I like, mm-hmm. and who I really want to be around. I never would have thought that had I, you know, not gone to college, or had I been around the same environment that I was accustomed to. Mm-hmm. But you take yourself out of the same environment, and you're no longer a product of your environment, mm-hmm. and now you get to, you know, open your eyes. And so when you see different people, an abundance of people, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And it kind of just puts you in the mindset where it's like, I want to know if you're an extrovert. When you're like one of them introvert people who just like to stay in a cut, I guess I really want to matter to you. Yeah. And I got some friends like that too, because like I know a couple came in and you only ever seen them with each other, besides, you know, if they had other group members or one of them did a sport until they stopped. But other than that, like, you never seen them without each other, and that's just because they both hated people. I kind of get that feeling, but I don't hate people to their extent. But it's like, that's something they're accustomed to, and they weren't willing to open up and see, you know, other opportunities with other individuals. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, I think, especially talking to like the guy, because like he knows his girl is crazy, and trying to talk to other females, even from a friendship standpoint, it made him a little scared. Like, I ain't gonna fake, if you met her, she's the type to kind of like, I'm gonna say, like, stare at you while you sleeping just to see if you gonna say another chick's name. Like, she's like that type of crazy. And it kind of made him a little scared. But the thing is, like, he was, you know, in love as well. And there's nothing wrong with her. She's just a little, you know, but that's okay though. But the thing is, like, I think he would have not so much found somebody better, because I didn't want him to find another person, but I think he would have found like some joy in meeting people who have some of the same interests as him. And I think that's one of the drawbacks of when you have a spouse, is that it limits you to the amount of people you can talk to, because you know it's only but so many that you can, you know, talk to freely before you start getting questioned, like, all right, who's this person? Why do you have their number? And in college, I mean, we gotta get numbers because we got group projects, you know. It's not high school no more. But, you know, you get another opposite gender's number, then it's like, to your spouse, it's like, oh, so you want to die. You know what I mean? Like, now they're questioning, like, what your intentions are. And
not the one to die.
But it's like, it's kind of like, I'm gonna just say it's upsetting. And I'm saying that because I can speak from my own personal experience. Because like, let me give you an anecdote, okay? Because like, beforehand, I didn't talk to too many people on campus. First of the fact is, I didn't know them. And, like an accident, but it didn't happen. But the thing is, like, I know that I had to first analyze these people, because again, I didn't know them. I didn't know what their intentions are. Like, let's just say the Philly hood people and how they act are much different than how the Cleveland hood people act. So it's like, I can't act, you know, my way and talk to them in the same sense. For one, we don't speak the same language. Like, I never heard of a John. I hate that word with a passion. That has so many meanings. And it has 50 meanings for nothing. But it's okay though. I adapted to it. But I knew early on I couldn't talk to people to them that manner, because we don't speak the same languages. So that's one thing I had to adapt to. But two, I know that for me personally, I always get along with females more than I do with males, because me and a female is not in constant competition. Like, guys think they always want to one-up you, they want to be better than you. Like, they're not going to be your friend, they're probably going to be your foe. And they're probably going to be your foe before they be your friend. So that's one thing I had to notice. So I know I can start a conversation with a female, and it always starts from being, you know, creating laughs and things, because I'm just naturally, I guess I'm naturally funny, but I naturally just make jokes, because that's just what I do.
You laugh with everybody, Murphy.
Oh, that's so cute. But I knew that my ex was the type to really be on me about meeting new people. And at this time, like, when I really was getting cussed out, I only had two friends that were females. But it was the fact that one of those friends was like my favorite person, because I met her like the 4th day on campus, because her roommate was the best friend of my roommate, so we all naturally hung out. And my ex used to be like, yo, why is she calling you? Well, she's just seeing where we at. But why is she saying where you at? And I'm just like, because I'm usually with my roommate. It's just like, there's nothing going on, but it's the fact of, it's like, now it looks questionable, because like, her first question is, why does she have your number? And I'm like, my roommate don't answer his phone. So it's kind of like, I'm giving like legit statements and I'm being serious, but it doesn't sound right. And over a sense, it's like, I couldn't maximize the type of friends that I wanted for some fact is I didn't want to have that conversation a lot. And that's really annoying. Because the thing is, like, once she, you know, left, not saying I was being creepy and being stepping out, but I was able to, you know, really open up and speak to more people because I didn't have a person who was A, trying to go through my phone, and B, trying to limit the amount of people I was talking to because they weren't around to say anything. So if I didn't go back to my room until 11 p.m., 12 a.m. because I'm in the lounge with friends, that's okay. I'm texting back, so you know that I'm active enough to speak to you, but you don't know where my exact location is, so you can't start and argue with me. And I've learned that plays a big factor. I don't know why women love to argue. I guess that's like part of y'all traits, huh?
Who is y'all? You directing the y'all to me.
I mean, you have to argue sometimes too, just on some random stuff.
I guess.
But yeah, like, you went to college single, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess you couldn't.
So I can't really, like,
you can't relate as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm saying, okay, so from like your standpoint, have you ever witnessed friends or any of your friends who have took a high school relationship into college and how that may have played out?
Well, I wouldn't say she was my, she wasn't my friend. But this particular couple, they was together all throughout high school, all 4 years. We're friends on Facebook, so I mean, if I see something, I'll look at it, but we don't talk, we're not friends. So I'm not sure if they went to the same college, but they stayed together because, you know, they would post, oh, anniversary, we're going here, blase blase blase. I just seen they just got a house. He engaged to her not too long ago.
Big bag.
So yeah, they've been together since high school through college, post college. So so I've witnessed it, even though like they weren't my friends. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. Like, you're marrying, you know, someone, you know, that you found relatively at a young age, and like you fell in love, and then you realize you want to be with that person. So I think there's nothing wrong with that. So I mean, I'm happy for them.
Yeah. I'm saying that instance you got to. Like,
yeah.
I'm saying those are the type of like relationships that, you know, you gotta give a round of applause. Like, if you're a hater, then you deserve to be single for like the rest of your life. Because like those are the ones that has to be cherished. It's just like, yo, y'all done made it through so much, like so many troubles. Like, we're pretty sure that they have some problems. Because again,
Right.
if you've been together that long, you have had to have problems. Anyone who says that everything's peaches and cream, I just assume they're not dating. Like,
Yeah.
they're probably like one of them IG couples, you know, who just are just around with each other. But yeah, and the thing is, like, those are they happen. Like David and Tamila Man. Like, I'm like, guys, I love it. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Like, you're talking about people who have been together from high school, have been through life together. You know, they're gonna grow old together. Like, they made TV together. Like, how awesome is that? Like, those are things that you cherish because that doesn't happen, you know, frequently.
Right.
But the thing is, one thing they have that a lot of people don't have is like that commitment to each other.
Right.
And I think that's where the issue comes in when it comes to, you know, relationships and going from high school to college. Because, like, to me, those who break up through college, I think they weren't as solid as they may have felt that they were going into it. So college being on a larger scale with a lot more people and a lot more opportunities, it kind of just opened their eyes to be like, oh, okay, well, you're not just the only, you know, male or female in the state of wherever y'all stay.
Right.
You know what I mean? It gives you, it's so different. And the thing is, like, once you go to different states, at times you're exposed to different characters, especially those who go from the south to the north or the north to the south. Like, you encounter people with accents, you encounter people with, you know, different skin tones and hair textures and all these other new traits that just might actually spark your interest.
Right.
And you didn't know, like, how much you were interested into them until you got exposed to it. So, honestly, I think, yeah, like, the drawback of bringing a high school relationship into college is that it limits your opportunities because sometimes it kind of traps your mind into seeing, like, what's really out there.
Right.
and also limits to even the friends that you can make at times, especially if you got like the spouse who is really, I ain't gonna say vindictive, but they're real testy. Like, you can't do but so much before they spaz on you.
But listen, if y'all do make it after high school, after college, you know, that's great.
Yeah, like, honestly, I don't think it's gonna be too many more hardships after that, besides one of the biggest things that, you know, ends relationships, which is finances. So honestly, if you can make it through high school and you can make it through college and y'all can make it through finances, like, then I don't think it's stop. Okay, guys, we just had a mishap. We're good though. But if you guys can make it through high school and college and finances, I think y'all should be like well on your way. You know, unless somebody do something dumb. But at that point, everything that should have happened should probably already have happened. Y'all should have encountered. So,
right. We
hope things be good. So, from your view, do you think high school relationships should go into college?
So, is this my overall opinion?
Your overall opinion.
Okay. Well, so one side of me is saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And you're young. I mean,
you're young.
Yeah, we're young, and I know it's a lot of us out there that want to explore our options, see what's out there, see what we like, see what we don't like, see who we're compatible with, and see like who can be a potential lifelong partner.
Maybe.
So I understand the whole not, you know, giving your all to one person at such an early age. And then another side of me is like, you know, if you're happy, you love that person, and you know in your heart that's who you truly, truly love and you want to be with for the rest of your life, then I wouldn't, you know, do anything to sabotage it, mess it up. Just be happy with the person you are with at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. So, that's my two sides.
Okay. I'm gonna say my side is don't do it! Don't do it! Oh! Don't do it! You're gonna limit yourself.
Okay.
No, but on a serious note, I honestly say 50-50. To me, I'm gonna say don't bring a high school relationship into college unless y'all know that it is strong. That's what I'm gonna say. If you're kind of iffy on it, that you know that y'all might be cool, that y'all should be straight, if y'all think y'all should be okay, then to me that's destined for a failure, because you're not solid on both ends. It's not one person being like, oh yeah, we're gonna make it, and another person's like, yeah, I think we should be. Then guess what? It's probably not gonna happen, because that means one of y'all have an open mind, and if one of y'all have an open mind, then that leaves opportunities for one of y'all to step out, whether it's checking out mentally or checking out physically. You know, they might go do some yum, and now the other person's labeled a cheater, and now you got some real headaches and heartaches to go through because one of y'all were unsure. So my thing is, don't bring it if you don't know that y'all are gonna be good 3 to 5 years whenever y'all graduate. Some of y'all graduate in 9 years with a bachelor's. It's okay. Don't bring it if y'all not sure. So to me, honestly, I say no. Maybe I'm a little biased because I did and it didn't work out well, but I think I needed that. Our coach told us that we're young and that our relationships wasn't gonna last. We didn't listen. Oh well, he can have it. But the thing is, it's because, I mean, again, we are young, and you get to see how some of y'all, what you want to say? Y'all wants change. You can say that. Y'all wants and needs change. And what you think you may have wanted to do before going into college, it may have evolved or it might have completely changed. Where it's like, okay, this is what I want to do, but this person doesn't want to do it. So either you gotta make a decision where it's like, either they're not gonna get what they want or you're not gonna get what you want, and it shouldn't be that way. So I think the most beneficial way is for y'all to call a mutual and mature and it's another word I'm thinking of, it's a peaceful manner. What's the word?
Cordially?
There we go. Y'all should separate cordially. but to where there's no hard feelings, there's no feelings attached, there's no feelings involved. It's just like, okay, we understand what we want and what we want to do, and that we don't meet eye to eye. So instead of us stringing each other along, let's just go ahead and drop it. But if we come back together, then we know that we were meant to be. Now, this is not me saying, oh yeah, whole time, whoop whoop. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, not so much explore your options, but see if there's anybody who does exactly or close to what you want to do. Because maybe your spouse from high school is at 60%, but the person that you meet in college is at an 80%. So just right there, by switching partners, you've bumped up the likelihood of you being together long term with somebody, because y'all have longer common interests. So that's something that you just want to check into. So overall, I'm gonna say, if it's not strong, don't bring it. So I'm kind of saying don't bring it, because at times, a lot of us, again, we're young and we're naive. So we don't know what we want, but we know that we want to be happy. But at times we don't know if the person we're with is the one we want to be happy with, because we might not actually be happy, and that's just something we gotta be honest about. So honestly, I'm gonna leave it at that. That my opinion is don't. She says you can. We're not telling y'all what to do, because honestly, I'm saying if it's strong, then y'all gonna get through anything. But just think long term if you really try to think long term. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So, with that being said, that's gonna wrap up this episode of Moments with Murph with my best friend Naya. You probably will catch her and some more if I decide to be bothered with her.
Yeah, so it all depends on how he feels. So
at least you know. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope to catch you guys in the next one, and see ya.